Breaking news. The NFL regular season is finally here, and it all kicks off with a clash that already feels like history in the making. The Pittsburgh Steelers are set to open their season against the New York Jets in what promises to be one of the most dramatic Week 1 showdowns in years. Two quarterbacks, two stories, one stage. Aaron Rodgers facing Justin Fields. And this isn't just another game. It's a double revenge matchup. Both of these players started last year's season opener, but for the opposite teams. Now, they return wearing new colors, ready to prove a point, and neither is holding back. High voltage. Before we dive deeper into this historic battle, a quick reminder. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss the latest breaking news and game updates. Now, let's move on to the latest story. High voltage at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. The spotlight will burn brighter than ever. Rodgers, after parting ways with the Jets, has been open about his frustrations with the organization and head coach Aaron Glenn. On the other side, Justin Fields, who stepped in as the Steelers starter last season when Russell Wilson was injured, only to be benched and ultimately let go, wants nothing more than to send a message to his former team. This is the first time in NFL history that two quarterbacks who started for their opponent's franchise in Week 1 of the previous season will meet head-to-head as rivals in the very next season opener. It's personal, it's historic, and it's the perfect way to ignite the 2025 campaign. Before we dive into the Jets' roster, scheme, and what it'll take for Pittsburgh to come out on top, let's focus on the latest injury updates, because these could shape the entire game. For the Steelers, rookie defensive tackle Derek Carman, out of Oregon, will miss the opener after suffering a knee injury in the final week of preseason. That means opportunity knocks for fellow rookie Y.A. Black from Iowa. Expect him to see extended action, while veterans like Isaiah Loudermilk and Daniel Archibong rotate in as part of Mike Tomlin's committee approach. Keeping the defensive line fresh, especially with Cam Heyward entering another grueling season, remains a top priority. On the other sideline, the Jets took a major blow. Starting right guard Elijah Vera Tucker is officially out for the entire year with a torn tricep. Losing a cornerstone piece like that weakens an offensive line already under heavy scrutiny. And to make matters worse, All-Pro corner Sauce Gardner is questionable with a leg injury. He's been limited in practice all week, and if he's not at full strength, that's a matchup nightmare for New York against receivers of Pittsburgh's caliber. For Pittsburgh, keep an eye on Nick Herbig, who has been battling a hamstring issue but suited up in pads late this week, a good sign for his availability. And as for Cam Heyward, there's been speculation about whether contract talks could hold him out, but the veteran has been practicing at full speed. All indications point to him anchoring that defensive line in Week 1. Now, let's shift gears and look at the Jets' coaching staff and system. Aaron Glenn takes over as head coach, stepping into his first full-time role after years as a respected defensive coordinator. Offensively, New York will be running a modern pro-style attack, influenced heavily by Ben Johnson's system in Detroit. Their new play caller, Tanner Engstrand, was Johnson's right-hand man, and he'll look to bring that same creativity and balance to this Jets offense. The Jets' identity under Aaron Glenn will be built on two pillars, a physical ground attack and a defense that thrives on pressure. Offensively, expect New York to lean heavily on the run game, setting the tone early with a 1-2 punch of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Hall brings explosive playmaking ability, while Allen is the bruiser who can wear down defenses. Think of it as a thunder and lightning combination, each back complementing the other. In the passing game, all eyes will be on Justin Fields, who is now tasked with proving he can be the long-term answer in New York. Protecting him will be a young but talented offensive line. Former first-rounder Olu Fashanu is under pressure to make a big leap in year 2, while rookie Armon Bowe out of Missouri is being thrown straight into the fire at right tackle. His very first NFL assignment will be blocking T.J. Watt, one of the most dominant edge rushers in football. That's a matchup that could decide the outcome of this game. The interior line has been shuffled due to injuries. With Elijah Vera Tucker out for the season, the Jets have moved pieces around. John Simpson steps in at left guard, Josh Myers mans the center, and Joe Tipman slides over to right guard. It's a patchwork group, and Pittsburgh's defensive front will look to exploit every weakness. On the outside, the Jets feature Garrett Wilson, their top receiving threat, and one of the most dynamic young wideouts in the league. Alongside him, veteran Allen Lazard provides size and chemistry with Fields, while rookie tight end Mason Taylor has turned heads in training camp and could become a key safety valve in this new-look offense. Defensively, The Jets bring an aggressive, man-coverage style with plenty of multiple front looks. Expect to see 5-man, and at times even 6-man, fronts as they attempt to slow down the Steelers' powerful blocking schemes that often feature Darnell Washington at tight end. The challenge? While Quinnen Williams remains a force in the trenches and Harrison Phillips is one of the league's most underrated run stoppers, not every piece of this defense is built for a smash-mouth battle. Edge rusher Will McDonald is a dangerous pass rusher but has struggled badly against the run, and that mismatch could give Pittsburgh opportunities to control the line of scrimmage. The Jets want to dictate with physicality, but the question is, do they truly have the personnel to match Pittsburgh punch for punch? One of the most interesting challenges for the Jets' defense lies in their personnel up front. Michael Clemens is being asked to step into a role at the 5 technique spot, a position that usually demands more bulk than his 265-pound frame provides. That mismatch could make the Jets vulnerable in the trenches. On the edge, Jermaine Johnson will be relied upon as the other outside linebacker, a player with athletic tools but still looking to prove he can consistently deliver as a pass rusher and run defender. The strength of this defense is in its linebacker duo. Quincy Williams and Jamien Sherwood bring speed, aggression, and the ability to cover the entire field from sideline to sideline. They fit Aaron Glenn's vision of a fast, attacking second level perfectly, and Sherwood's return on a major contract shows just how much faith the organization has in him. Now to the secondary, where all eyes are on Sauce Gardner. If he's healthy enough to play, expect him to shadow DK Metcalf all over the field in one of the weekend's marquee matchups. Michael Carter, too, provides versatility, holding his own as an outside corner in base formations, but shifting into the slot in nickel packages. At safety, the Jets brought in Andre Cisco to roam deep, while Tony Adams handles the strong safety responsibilities. Former Raven Brandon Stevens adds another layer of familiarity for Pittsburgh fans. He'll line up as the outside corner in nickel looks. So what does this all mean for the Steelers? The Jets' defense is fast, aggressive, and built to pressure. But there are clear cracks, an undersized edge against Pittsburgh's powerful blocking, a secondary hinging on Sauce Gardner's health, and a front that may struggle if forced into a physical, grinded-out battle. Coming up next, we'll break down the keys to victory for the black and gold, revisit Justin Fields' tendencies as a quarterback, and wrap it all up with an official Week 1 score prediction. Now let's get into the keys to victory for Pittsburgh, and they start with one simple mission: stop the run. The Jets have made it crystal clear who they want to be. Their offense is built around a powerful ground game, fueled by a deep running back room and the dual-threat ability of Justin Fields. Even with Elijah Vera Tucker sidelined, New York is going to test Pittsburgh's front with a steady dose of rushing plays. That means the Steelers must load the box, stack defenders near the line, and commit to winning the battle in the trenches. Expect to see plenty of big nickel packages, with a safety creeping down to provide extra support against the run. The second key is shutting down Garrett Wilson. He's the only proven weapon in this Jets passing attack, and if he gets hot, Fields will have his security blanket. The answer? Put Joey Porter Jr. on him in man coverage, then roll safety help over the top, likely Juan Thornhill, to eliminate those easy deep shots. Make someone else beat you. Force Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard, or rookie Mason Taylor to step up. If they can't, the Jets' air game dries up quickly. And the third key, perhaps the most important, is getting after Justin Fields. With Vera Tucker out, this offensive line takes a significant hit. Fields is dangerous when he escapes the pocket, but under consistent pressure, his decision-making falters. The Steelers' pass rush, led by T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith, has to collapse the pocket, force Fields into mistakes, and never let him settle into rhythm. In short, load the box, double Garrett Wilson, and unleash the pass rush. If Pittsburgh executes on those three fronts, they can dictate the pace, frustrate Fields, and control this game from start to finish. We've talked about Justin Fields plenty over the offseason, but let's keep the scouting report sharp and simple. Physically, he's a rare talent. At quarterback, very few match his blend of size, speed, and raw power. He can run through defenders like a running back, shake them in the open field, and explode for game-changing plays. And when it comes to arm strength, there's no throw on the field he can't make. But here's the problem, and it's a big one. Fields still struggles with the mental side of the position. His processing is slow, he often locks onto his first read, and he tends to hold the ball far too long. That lack of rhythm leads to unnecessary sacks, missed opportunities, and stalled drives. On top of that, his mechanics are inconsistent. Long throwing motion, shaky footwork, and uneven accuracy. That's why, despite his natural gifts, he's still viewed as one of the league's least reliable starting quarterbacks heading into 2025. So how do the Steelers attack him? The answer is pressure with discipline. Mike Tomlin has built his defense on taking away mobile quarterbacks' greatest strength, the escape lanes. Against Fields, expect a heavy dose of five-man pressures and disguised blitzes. The goal isn't just to sack him. It's to trap him inside the pocket, cut off his rushing lanes, and force him to win with timing and decision-making. Look for stunts up front, creative nickel blitzes, possibly even from Jalen Ramsey, and a steady mix of man coverage on the back end. Pittsburgh has the corners and safeties to hold up against New York's receivers in tight coverage, which gives the front seven freedom to hunt. If the Steelers execute this plan, Fields will be forced to play a brand of football that doesn't suit his strengths. On Sunday, the formula for Pittsburgh is simple. Make Justin Fields a passer. Force him to win from the pocket. Force him to diagnose man coverage, and demand that he deliver the ball on time and with precision. That's already a tall task against any defense, but against this Steelers unit, it's a nightmare. With an elite pass rush collapsing the pocket and a secondary built to blanket receivers, Fields will have almost no margin for error. But defense is only half the battle. Offensively, Pittsburgh needs to dictate the tone at the line of scrimmage. The Jets' defense, especially if Sauce Gardner is healthy, thrives in nickel looks, smaller, faster, built to defend the pass. That's exactly where the Steelers must flip the script. This is the week to lean heavy into bully ball. Expect a steady diet of 12 and 13 personnel, 2 or even 3 tight ends, pounding the rock right at a Jets front that doesn't have the size to consistently withstand it. Jaylen Warren is primed for a breakout opener, running behind massive sets that feature Darnell Washington as essentially a sixth offensive lineman. Washington's size and blocking ability could tilt the trenches in Pittsburgh's favor from the first snap. Of course, the wild card lies on the edges. The Steelers' young tackle duo, Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu, face one of their toughest tests right out of the gate. Will McDonald looked like a rising star late last season, and Jermaine Johnson, if fully healthy, brings legitimate pass rush firepower. For Jones and Fautanu, Week 1 isn't just about survival. It's about proving they can hold their ground against top-tier edge talent. If Pittsburgh's tackles hold up just long enough and the run game imposes its will, the Steelers can control tempo, wear down the Jets' defense, and keep Fields exactly where they want him, frustrated, contained, and playing catch-up. When it comes to the passing game, one thing is clear. It cannot be the DK Metcalf show alone. If Sauce Gardner suits up, and you have to assume he will, the Jets aren't going to give DK a free Sunday. Expect Gardner shadowing him across the field with constant safety help over the top. That means Metcalf will be battling double coverage all game, and the Steelers must find production elsewhere. This is where the supporting cast becomes critical. The tight ends could very well be the X factor. With defenders glued to DK, guys like Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith should see plenty of favorable matchups. Both have the skill to work the seams and punish New York's linebackers in coverage. Don't be surprised if this is the game where Pittsburgh's tight end room shows just how dangerous it can be. Then there's the speed element. With Metcalf drawing so much attention, young playmakers Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin III are going to get their chances downfield. One-on-one looks, post routes, deep shots. That's where their speed can flip the game in a single play. I wouldn't be shocked to see a 40 or even 50-yard touchdown from one of them. This matchup is built for a breakout moment. But the real key? Discipline. The Steelers have the better roster, the deeper talent, and the more complete team. The only way the Jets stay alive is if Pittsburgh keeps the door open with turnovers, penalties, or mental mistakes. Clean football tilts this game heavily in the Steelers' favor. Play smart, take what the defense gives you, and this matchup should end with Pittsburgh walking away 1-0. And if this game does stay tight into the fourth quarter, that's where experience matters most. Aaron Rodgers has built a career on late-game heroics, dozens of fourth-quarter comebacks and clutch drives under his belt. On the other side, Justin Fields has struggled mightily in crunch time, ranking near the bottom of the league in late-game efficiency since he entered the NFL. That contrast is exactly why I feel confident in the Steelers this week. My prediction: Pittsburgh opens the season with a statement win, 23-3. A 3-score victory that sets the tone right out of the gate. Will it be perfect? Probably not. Expect a few hiccups on offense, but also expect at least one explosive play downfield to Roman Wilson or Calvin Austin III. Defensively, I'm not sure the Jets will even get on the board. I gave them 3 points out of generosity, and because of the rainy forecast. But with Elijah Vera Tucker sidelined, New York simply doesn't have the firepower to control the line of scrimmage or consistently move the ball. The Steelers' defense is built to choke out the very run-heavy style the Jets want to play. Bottom line, Pittsburgh takes care of business, Rodgers gets his revenge, and the Steelers start their season 1-0 in dominant fashion. Final score, Steelers 23, Jets 3.